This hypnosis experience is copyrighted by Key Guy Technology LLC, your 2019 copyright. This hypnosis file is not to be duplicated and or distributed without express permission from Key Guy Technology LLC. Please try out our product, the Hypnosis Key, by going to www.hypnosiskey.com. The Hypnosis Key is a digital package that comes with over 1,000 Hypnosis Mp3 files that are read by a hypnotherapist. The Hypnosis Key is a $20,000 value that we sell for a very low price. Again, go to www.hypnosiskey.com. That is spelled www.hypnosiskey.com. Please enjoy your hypnosis file.
I wonder, on the off chance that you can enable yourself to go considerably more profound into this quiet and lovely inclination, as I address your oblivious personality about something that has turned out to be imperative to you. It's hard to believe, but it's true, similarly as profound as is agreeable for you, since you are responsible for your unwinding, similarly as you are alternate parts of your life, for example, defining limits to tell others how far they can run with you. At times you have thought that it was hard to be firm about what you will or won't endure, and I realize this is something you would love to have help with, which is the reason you are tuning into me today. Obviously, you are the person whose identity putting in the greater part of the work. You realize that I can't wave an enchantment wand and make you all of a sudden change, nor would you or I need to do this, since you are, and have dependably been, your very own individual. So you can put in the work. However, shockingly, it requires no exertion at all, in light of the fact that your subliminal personality will deal with this for you. You should simply to enable it to fare thee well, and the rest will be simple. What's more, you are the person who will see the prizes. Furthermore, there will be enormous prizes for you. Rewards, for example, feeling increasingly great in your skin, having more certainty, and being progressively emphatic. Also, when you advocate for yourself, you are bound to accomplish what you need, regardless of whether this is more opportunity to yourself, being acknowledged more, figuring out how to state no without feeling regretful, thus substantially more. So as to do these things, be that as it may, you should be clear, as far as you could tell, about what it is you wish to accomplish. Keep in mind, your intuitive personality resembles a little youngster, and it needs everything illuminating, not truly but rather in an unmistakable, succinct manner. What's more, this is the thing that we will do, here in the security of spellbinding today. You will characterize your limits, and the rest will come effectively to you. In the meantime, your limits can be adaptable given certain circumstances, and your intuitive personality will take into consideration this. You might think about how you will begin this better approach for standing up for yourself. Provided that this is true, the appropriate response is we will begin with little advances. Along these lines you can be guaranteed that you will succeed. Also, with every achievement, your self-assurance increments, and you can define yourself more limits until you have accomplished all you embarked to do. So give yourself authorization to define your own limits. It is your claim, and you are similarly as qualified for defined limits as any other person. You can do this without feeling remorseful or on edge, and you understand it doesn't make you any less of the magnificent, liberal and adoring individual you normally are. Truth be told, rather than all that self-uncertainty or hatred that you used to feel as you endeavored to fit around every other person, you currently feel eased and upbeat. You have confidence in yourself, and you consider yourself to be a decent and beneficial individual. You surely don't have to demonstrate this to any other individual. You can say no without losing anybody's affection or regard. In the event that something isn't helpful for you, or you truly would prefer not to do favors for somebody, then you say as much. You state unmistakably and dependably in a deferential way, since you esteem yourself and your time. So when you are prepared to begin, I might want to propose that you head inside and distinguish one little part of your life where you might want to begin. Maybe a person or thing has been irritating you and previously, or perhaps you enabled yourself to take the path of least resistance as opposed to defending what you needed to do. So head inside and recognize this circumstance. It doesn't make a difference how close to home it is, on the grounds that you don't need to discuss it to me or to any other individual, except if you conclude that you need to. Replay an ongoing scene of when it occurred and I will be peaceful for a minute or two. Interruption for a couple of moments, except if you have set up idea motor signals, in which case you could request that your customer let you know once the situation has rung a bell. That is great. Presently I need you to extend that picture onto a screen and stop it toward the start. Great. Presently recognize what it was about that circumstance that you might want to have had the capacity to change. Maybe you needed to be firmer or to most likely reject a demand. Whatever it was, restart that motion picture and see or hear or sense yourself reacting in the manner in which you might want to react. Do this now and I will be peaceful again for a couple of minutes. Incredible end tilde presently run that scene back to the start and watch it once more. You are reacting such that makes you feel great, and doesn't that make you feel better? Presently released us back to the starting again. Also, this time, rather than simply watching yourself on a screen, I need you to hop into that picture once it begins playing once more. Hop into it and experience yourself reacting in this new, positive way. Do this now. What's more, as the film starts and you experience and feel yourself there, tune into your emotions and notice how agreeable you are. Hear yourself saying what you have to state, pleasant and unmistakably, solidly. Your voice is consistent, and on the off chance that you are within the sight of another person, see how you keep up great eye-to-eye connection. Notice how straight your body is. Your shoulders kept down and your breathing is quiet and you feel awesome. Truly experience those positive sentiments. Do this now as I am tranquil again for a minute or two. Delay once more, seeing customers' difference in breathing or any outward appearances. That is great. You have done as such well. But it was just a little advance. As we probably are aware, there are numerous little strides in a mile, yet you can walk that mile effectively and easily since you have settled on this striking choice to define your very own limits. What's more, each time you meet with progress, these nice sentiments will fortify, your certainty increments and your feeling of self-esteem is uplifted. Others show you more regard. They realize that you regard yourself, thus they normally react in the main conceivable way. Presently I will recommend that after this session is finished, and on the off chance that you haven't effectively done as such, that you draw up a rundown of 5 regions throughout your life where you need to define limits. To kick you off, dive deep inside by and by. I will recommend different zones that you may jump at the chance to investigate. Your intuitive personality can observe and will remind you which reverberate inside you when this session is finished. Also, the main region that you can investigate is you as an individual. For instance, inward convictions, basic beliefs, may be the way of life you were brought up in and what formed you as the one-of-a-kind individual you may be. In the event that any limits are required in this part of your life, at that point your subliminal personality can observe and remind you when you start making your rundown. Or on the other hand, maybe you will distinguish now how you might want to be. On the off chance that in this way, at that point see yourself in that specific circumstance, reacting to it in the manner in which you want, all around. The following zone is the same old thing and work. On the off chance that you have an occupation, maybe you have to define limits in your place of business, or in the event that you possess or deal with a business, at that point see yourself defining limits with partners or remaining tasks at hand, if this is suitable. Great and the following region we will take a gander at is your neighbors and relatives. On the off chance that you have to define limits there, recognize the regions currently. Make a note for yourself. Good to go. Maybe you need this activity for your local life or in cozy connections. Great connections depend on give and take, and defining limits is vital in this part of your life. So glance around and observe. Good to go later today or tomorrow. The 5th territory we will take a gander at is kids or adolescents. As grown-ups, We should be firm and youngsters should be encouraged how far they can or can't go. You understand that as presumably the most requesting territory of everything except your assurance to define proper limits is doubly fundamental. The following region we will take a gander at is your well-being. Obviously, it is fundamental you take care of yourself. Maybe you need to set a due date for heading to sleep, realizing how essential rest is for a sound personality and body. Or then again perhaps your limit is with sustenance or drink or prescription. Your intuitive personality can distinguish any zones where you have to define limits. What's more, obviously it may be the case that everything in this area is fine, and assuming this is the case, that is alright. Possibly you have to define limits in your marriage or love life, or maybe in your examinations or interests. Training is critical to you. You understand you are gaining some new useful knowledge consistently. Furthermore, today is a remarkable day since you truly are figuring out how to recognize aspects of your life where you need to define limits. Or on the other hand, maybe you'd like to define limits in movement or profound convictions. Or then again it may be the case that you need to grow your frame of reference in specific parts of your life, and assuming this is the case, that is fine. In the event that there are some other aspects of your life that I haven't yet referenced at that point, enable your subliminal personality to distinguish them now and make note, prepared for your later activity. There might be times when your limits are tried and you are stretched as far as possible. There could likewise be times when you need to give in, surrender or bargain somehow or another. This is completely ordinary since you realize that your limits are not inflexible, nor do you need them to be. They are rules to enable you to carry on with a satisfying and more joyful life. Rules to help fortify your feeling of sense of pride and self-esteem. Rules to enable you to end up progressively emphatic and sure and be who you need to be, not how any other person needs you to be. When you have recognized the 5 primary aspects of your life where you mean to define limits, I need you to choose the one at the highest priority on your rundown and work down. Undertaking a picture of how you used to react onto a screen and run it back, solidify it and replay with a progressively positive result. At that point run it back again and watch the more up-to-date progressively positive rendition, venturing directly inside the motion picture as you did previously, encountering great and beneficial emotions, straightforwardness and genuine feelings of serenity. When you come to put the